I'd have to say on this hot day, the cows are liking their fan. We just got this new barn fan here. It's not brand new, but new to us barn fan. Picked it up here the last week or so. I'm sure these girls are liking it, huh? Oh, Miss Izzy, you liking your fan? Hi, Coco. And for a lot of you here on YouTube, you haven't met Miss Dory yet. So here's Miss Dory. Miss Dory is a Angus Simmental heifer. She's a crossbreed between a Simmental and Angus. We bought her for our daughter as her birthday gift. They're the 111 with the white face there. That's our daughter's as well. And then Miss Izzy over here is Kaylee's. Those are her 3 heifers. Stella, they're 111. She has been bred. Miss Dory and Izzy have not yet. And then of course this is Coco, or Doggy. But yeah, Miss Dory just showed up here about 3 weeks ago now as part of Kaylee's herd. So she's been a good addition. She's a little feisty, but pretty good girl. So we're out here baking second cutting hay right now. Or second cutting baleage. As you can see, our bale's getting up there in size. We make them roughly about 57 inches according to the monitor, which means they're roughly about 59 inches whenever it comes time to actually come out. The bale monitor's off just by a little bit. The calibration of inches is off just a little bit. But yeah, so we're out here making this. I didn't get any video of mowing or raking it. I mowed it yesterday about this time. It's about noon right now, noon, 1 o'clock. I didn't get any video of that yesterday. And I raked it this morning right as the dew was coming up off of it. As you can see, it's telling us that our bale is at the 57. It's actually saying 57 and a half. So it'll tell us whenever it's ready, just like that. So that one, then of course, then it goes and resets itself to the 21 inches is what it always, 21, 22 inches is what it always seems to start at. And we're right back down in here into the field, going back at it. So you drive over the windrow, just as I'm doing here, kind of go side to side, so that way the bale makes itself even. As you can see, there's 2 lines here. When you're done with the bale, you always want it to be even, or as even as you can. So as you can see this stuff's still pretty nice and green. Stuff cut really nice, looked great. So I was real happy with it. It turned out pretty nice. Look, a couple little thin spots here in the center, which I don't know why we put fertilizer on this after first cutting, which we took this off June 11th or something like that. I don't know, June something. And put some fertilizer on it, just put straight urea on 100 pounds to the acre. Just to give it a little bit of a shot for second cutting here, which it seems to have done a pretty good job. Yeah, see how the end of this bale goes here. Just coming up on, oh, right there she is. See how it's nice and even on that bale monitor. I come back, it's wrapping the bale as we speak. That's what that little stop symbol's for. And right down here, it'll tell you it's time to kick it out. So, of course, that's on hydraulic lever number 2. Kick her out right now. Alright, she's out. Pull ahead some. Put the gate back down, which of course this one here runs a real loud squelch sound for some reason until you hit the minus button, and it's good to go. So, and we're right back into it. I say this is the one spot in the field here. These 3 windrows, and I don't know why, they are real light in this area here. And I know I spread good lime on them, or not good lime, good fertilizer on this whole field, but this field is due for some lime, so this fall or next spring, just depending on input cost and whatnot, whether it gets lime this fall or next spring. We always, whenever we come into a field, we always make the outside round first, or the headland end. That way we have a place to turn around at the other end. And you see you're coming down here to this end of this where we made this other bale. Of course, Ace is enjoying the air conditioning today, riding in the tractor today, which I can't say I blame him. It's running high 70s, 80s, so with some really high humidity today. This hayfield that we're in here, we call this Grandpap Hayfield 1. So of course, as you see in our other videos, we always label every bale that comes in. So this field here would be Grandpap Hayfield 1. And then we're going to go up on the hill here a little bit above the farm here, and that'll be the new clover diversion, is what we call it. It was a new piece that we put in to pretty much help slow the water down coming down across the fields. And you see a lot of other YouTube channels like 10th Generation Dairyman, they always state how they use planting on the contours for erosion control. You know, that's the way we do it here too as well. You know, this used to be all contoured. This big cornfield that you see here beside me, back when they were dairying here, there were 90-foot strips of corn and 90-foot strips of alfalfa. So that helped slow down the erosion, the same way going up the hill too. So it all helps, and that's why we put that in there. It's about 30 foot wide, give or take, and there's some parts that are a little bit wider. We make it 3 times a year, just like everything else. So just finishing up the last windrow on this. Looks like there's a hawk up there. Must be picking up some lunch, getting a field mouse or a ground mole or something up there. Oh, there he goes, he's taking off there, taking flight. And it's not uncommon for us here to see a bunch of hawks in the field while we're baling hay, or especially if you're baling straw, baling like wheat straw, a lot of guys are right now. You know, they see a pile of wildlife when you're out and about. So as we were talking there before, this is the new clover diversion, as we call it, or new diversion. There's a small strip of grass here in the middle of the field here. So down there's the main farm. And come on up, and this goes the whole way around the contour of the land here. You can see we're going to come up and over and then bend back around the other side of the field. This was put in here in spring of 2019, I think. Yeah, spring of 2019. Put it in as a Timothy clover, alfalfa, oats. I think it might have been some orchard grass in it. Don't hold me to that. Those three for sure, plus the oats, done great for us. Made some really good tonnage first cutting here. A little bit lighter on the second cutting, but still some really nice stuff. Up here you see this orange thing here in the ground. You see a little bit of dip right here. That there is what we call a hick bottom. So water runs down the hill here, run down, and it'll run into there and it'll drain down onto the ground. Instead of washing the ground out anymore, it gives a way for the water to get underneath the surface down into a tile. Alright, we got her wrapped. Throw it up in the air and let the bale come on out. So this thing has done wonders. It's hard to believe, you know, one wouldn't think grass would do a big deal, but it does a great, from just all that water runs down, it slows it down, so that way it doesn't get a full run for the bottom here. I tell you what, it does really, really nice to slow down the water, keep everything from eroding. So as we come back across this, so the stuff here on the low side, well actually on both sides of the diversion this year are soybeans. Many people in the grain world rotate corn to soybeans, and that's what they do here too. Corn down below, corn out front, and then soybeans over there as well. So it does, they rotate them back and forth to help break down the corn stalks. Of course in the diversion ditch here, it helps slow the water down. So like I said, this field name here is the new clover diversion. That's another diversion ditch right down there is where we were making, you can kind of see where the hay is between the corn and the soybeans there. That's part of the Grandpap Hayfield 1. So as you can see, there's a diversion down there. It's an actual diversion ditch. So what it is, there's almost like a swale, like a small ditch, and we'll see it whenever we get down there. But it diverts the water, so that way the water, here again, the water isn't eroding everything out, and it gives it a channel to get rid of it, which takes it down this way, which takes it down into an actual ditch where the tile line empties out as well. So now we're down on that diversion ditch we were talking about when we were up there on that other diversion. As you can see, this side sits up a little higher, and this is the ditch part actually. So what it does is the water runs down from the field here, and it, you know, in small range you can't really tell it, but in a larger rain event, I guess I should say, this will actually fill up with water and almost work as like a slow release like they do on parking lots and stuff. So it does a really, really nice job of, and it funnels all the water back the opposite way we're going right now. So it does a really good job of that. And this is, you know, makes hay. I mean, you double up on, you know, it has a purpose for water, and it also has a purpose for hay. Taking the bales off the field now. We're just taking them off one by one today with our bale spear. Nothing too fancy. Just trying to get them off and get them back, so that way we can get them wrapped back where we have everything wrapped. So we just big driveway here. We take them down, we can kind of see where the wrap bales already are. That's on the edge of the driveway there. And of course then the rest of them are on that side next to the trees there. But we're going to actually start filling in on the other side. We always used to do tube bales before. So of course we're doing wrap bales this year. I'll show you where we're going to start wrapping some new ones here. have a little bit of a washout here. Need to get the Coyote over here and get this fixed up, so that way it's a little bit smoother. Ace is still along for the ride, still sticking it out, but where that bale is there next to the old manure pump, we'll run some this way in there. That way I can turn around and get into them, and then we will run some. Alright, here, let's see. You can kind of see where the grass is mowed down and pushed down. We'll run a row of them. We'll run a row right here. So we should be able to get about, I don't know, 15 bales in a row there. Should get about 10 bales or so here. Just depends on what we can get in. When we did the tubes, we run a tube here and another tube over here. We run about 22 bales in each tube. That would bring it about from where the fence posts are out to the edge of the green bin right there. So we're out here wrapping these bales that we took off yesterday. Here's the first two. These came off the clover diversion. Pretty nice. So, as a lot of people know, we use a bale spear on the back of our tractor to load these onto our bale wrapper. So there's a bale wrapper. So we bought this from Tractor Supply. You can see it's kind of wide. Well, the issue is, and I'm gonna probably regret saying this, is the engineers at Tartar and Kyline, whoever else makes them. So as you can see, I had a lady from Works boyfriend weld these on here and change them. They used to be on the bottom, clear out here on the side. So every time we'd set one up on the bale wrapper, it'd catch the bale wrapper. So, thanks to Red Ironworks, you can find him on TikTok at that. He put them up on the top here. It has worked wonderful. Now that we put them on there, there is no scraping of the paint anymore. So that's what he did. He just did them on both sides. Brought them in a little bit too, because you can see it probably saves us probably about 4 inches here, from here to here, maybe a little bit more. So did a wonderful job. He just flipped them the opposite way as what they were. Works great. So he brought them to work. He brought his truck to work and actually did it while I was at work one day. He's got a portable welder on his truck. Really pleased with how it turned out. He's actually going to do a little bit more work for us here at a later time. So we're wrapping our second cutting, the first part of second cutting here. Wrap some here. I had an idea and then I changed my mind. So there's a bale there, a couple over there. There's all of our first cutting bales. I need to get some Roundup sprayed around them, but yeah, we're wrapping away here. A few over here. This will be the first time ever using this spot for a bale landing. Looks like it should work pretty well here. I just cleared out some goldenrods and everything else, so it looks pretty good now. There's some stuff over in the weeds a little bit further over there, so that's why I didn't go over there. But we will go over there a little further. As you can barely see, the windows are so dirty on the back of this thing. So yeah, we got, just finishing up, got one more bale to go. Enjoyed today's video. If you can, like, comment, and subscribe down there. Any questions, throw them down in there. See you in the next one, guys.